Good afternoon. Please be seated. Before we begin, I would just like to say thank you, miigwech, to the Ottawa River Singers for leading us in and for their performance in celebration of our students. It was a very meaningful and a fitting way to begin our ceremony. Thank you once again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Convocation 2017. My name is Claude Brûlé, and I am the Senior Vice President Academic at the College. It's my distinct honor to serve as your Master of Ceremony and to guide us through this afternoon's festivities. It's also my honor to extend a sincere welcome to our graduates, their families, and friends. Convocation is a very important event, a time to celebrate our graduates' achievements. You, graduates, came to the college with a dream. You have successfully completed your studies, and today we recognize you with your diploma, your certificate, and your degree, recognizing that accomplishment. You are now ready to meet the challenges that lay ahead. We wish you well, and we're delighted to be here this afternoon to salute you. We also welcome all of our friends and families who are watching via our live web streaming. We're so thrilled that you're able to join us today for this wonderful celebration. At this point, I would ask all who are able to please stand and join with our vocalist, Laura Christensen-Scheffens, graduate in the Performing Arts program, in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Laura. Please be seated. I will now introduce the members of the stage party, beginning on my far left. I would ask that they remain standing until all have been introduced, and that the audience please withhold applause until all have been introduced. Laura Stanbra, Vice President, Student Services. Victoria Ventura, President, Students Association. Barbara Hill, Algonquin Elder. Ron DeGaninus McLester, Executive Director and Special Advisor to the President on Indigenous Initiatives. Shelley Stiles, Director, Student Support Services. Elena McDonnell, Director, Marketing. Scott Anderson, Executive Director, Communication, Marketing, and External Relations. Robin Heaton, Dean, Faculty of Arts, Media, and Design. Cheryl Jensen, President. Ken Shoultz, First Principal of the Ontario Vocational Centre in Ottawa and the First Dean of the Technology Centre at Algonquin College and Honorary Degree recipient. Linda Adam, daughter of our Honorary Degree recipient. Stephen Eckberg, Member, Board of Governor. Cheryl Fraser, Member, Board of Governor. Jim Brockbank, Member, Board of Governors. Peggy Austin, Acting Director, Algonquin College Foundation. And Dr. Krista Pearson, Registrar. Please be seated. We will now proceed with the conferral of an honorary degree. The college awards honorary degrees on occasion to acknowledge exemplary achievements in education, industry, community service, or other areas of leadership in our society. This honor is bestowed upon men and women who have made a difference in the lives of our students, our college, and our country. Individuals who share the college's value of caring, learning, integrity, and respect, and who serve as shining examples of what is possible when one is committed to the betterment of our community and our world. Madam President, members of the Board of Governors, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to present an individual who represents the original roots of Algonquin College, Mr. Ken Shoultz. Ken Shoultz started his career in the Royal Canadian Air Force and served 4 years during the Second World War. After the war, Mr. Shoultz continued to train as an electrician working at a General Electric factory. After an opportunity to instruct electrical courses at night in his old high school, Ken found his true passion, teaching, and studied for his teacher certificate at the University of Toronto. As a teacher, Ken saw a need for a new electric theory textbook in his classes and set about writing his own textbook. This textbook, Basic Electricity, Theory and Practice, became widely used across Ontario schools. With his strong technical education background and his close association with the planning for vocational centres for the Ontario government, Ken Shoultz became the principal for the Ontario Vocational Centre, Ottawa, sowing the seeds of what would become, 5 years later, Algonquin College. In 1962, as Cheryl just mentioned, Woodruff Avenue was a dirt road when Ken Shoultz first laid eyes on 8 acres of farmland in what was then rural Nepean. It didn't look much like the Algonquin College we know today, except perhaps to someone who had spent his entire adult life breaking new ground. Kent led the construction of the Ontario Vocational Centre for Ottawa, today known as A Building. He created 33 programs of study in 1 year, hired the teachers, and in the fall of 1964, welcomed 550 students to the Woodruff campus under the motto, Education for Employment. When the Ontario Vocational Centre Ottawa and the Eastern Ontario Technology Institute merged to become Algonquin College, Ken Shoultz became the first dean of the Technology Centre and worked to continue to grow Algonquin's programs in that capacity. After further promotions and executive role at the college, Ken made the decision in the mid-1970s to return to teaching where he felt his true passion. Ken continued to teach at Algonquin until his retirement from the college in 1985. After retiring from Algonquin, Ken took a position as Administrator of Continuing Education, acting as the principal for night school with the Ottawa Board of Education, where he worked part-time for 5 more years. An advocate for lifelong learning, Ken and his family recently announced 2 new bursaries to support mature students in financial need: the K.G. Shoultz Electrical and Electronics Program Bursary and the Doris Shoultz Memorial Library Technician Bursary in honor of his late wife. On behalf of Algonquin College, it is with great pleasure that we congratulate Ken and his family. We want to honor him as an education pioneer and visionaries whose shoulders we now stand on today. And we welcome him as a permanent member of our college community. Madam President, members of the Board of Governors, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, in recognition of his passion for education and devotion to the college and its community, I am pleased to present 2017 honorary degree recipient Ken Shoultz. Madam President, Mr. Ken Shoultz, by authority of the Board of Governors and on behalf of President Jensen, Algonquin College is pleased to confer upon you one of its highest honors, that of honorary degree. I'm going to go off script for a little bit here. I know that always scares our people who prepare. We had a ceremony on the 10th of July, 2 Saturdays ago, to celebrate with Mr. Ken Shoultz. And at the time, I read a citation, and I mentioned to him that when we would get the parchment, we would find an occasion to present it to him more formally. And I think today is a fitting occasion. So I'll read that citation to you all and then present it to Mr. Shoultz. On behalf of the Government of Ontario and the Ministry of Advanced Education and Skills Development, I am very pleased to recognize the accomplishments of Ken Shoultz on the occasion of Algonquin College's 50th anniversary. Thank you for your dedication and lifelong commitment to higher education and training in Ontario. Signed, Deb Matthew, the Honorable Deb Matthew, Deputy Premier, Minister of Advanced Education and Skills Development, and Minister responsible for digital government. Congratulations once again, Mr. Shoultz.